Hi, dear beautiful Phoenix. This was going to be a live video today, but I have now used about 45 minutes trying to sort that out. So I think this is going to be a better solution for today. Um, Today the topic is Indian head massage, a couple of self techniques that you can safely do at home, because the themes the last couple of weeks have been a bit maybe dry and heavy. So I thought that we'll just dip into a little bit of self-care again. So I am going to show you some techniques that you can do safely at home. But before we start, there is a disclaimer I need to read for you. So listen up, please. This leaflet and video, because tomorrow on Thursday, you will be able to get a presentation or a PDF with the steps for how to do it at home, unless you want to do the video as well. But if you don't have access to it, and it's nice to have. So I used to do this presentation on coffee mornings for cancer, coffee mornings and things, to support charities. So yeah, I've got kind of fond memories with this actually, because it has been loads of fun. Haven't done it for a while. Well, I have practiced again now, but this presentation I haven't done for a while. So I've updated all my notes as well. So bear with me. I do need to look down every now and then. What we will do before we go into anything is that I will explain, before I start doing something, I explain what we do. So the only problem with that is that you don't get a flow in it, but you do get a good demonstration on how to do it. And at least you can see how I do it as well. So the disclaimer, here we go. This video outlines a self-massage technique for Indian head massage, or champissage, which it is called. It's generally safe for most people, but it's important to listen to your body before you begin. If you have any concerns or neck injuries, you should consult a healthcare professional before you attempt to do this, just in case. And if you experience any pain other than a light stretch of any muscles or other than a light stretch of muscles, then you need to stop immediately. That's important. And please do bear in mind that I'm not a medical professional, and I cannot be held liable for any injuries. You're doing this on your own responsibility. However, it's quite safe. And if you're unsure, go through the video first and see what you think, and then you can always try to see if it fits for you, if it's a good mix. So I'm sat down today. I should have been stood up really to do this, but you will have to make do with me seated. So we'll make the most out of it. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fine. Okay, so there are two ways to do this. You can do it with oil, and you can do it without oil. If you're using oil, you need to take a top off and remove any bra straps or top straps or anything like that, because they're going to get oily, because we're going to work on the head, down the neck, shoulders, and down to the elbows. So that's about limit for how we can easily get to as well. If you go to a professional Indian head massage therapist, they will also include a bit more face massage and different things on your head and a little bit more on your back. But this is amazing anyway. It feels wonderful. And a couple of places I'm going to give you a couple of different ways to do this. So I am not going to use oil, because I don't really like to get all that oil in my hair. Because my hair has a tendency to really hold on to it. So if I get any oil and things like that in my hair, it sticks there for a long, long time. And in that period, I don't really want to leave the house. It does get bad. Anyway, so if you're using oil, before we start, if you want to use oil, you can buy a ready-made one. When you're buying it, you can explain that you're going to use for Indian head massage or for your face or neck, neck at the back, not the throat, and your shoulders, so that you get a good one, especially if you want to put some on your face that it's not too greasy, because that can be very uncomfortable and it can block the pores a little bit. If you're mixing it yourself, you make a mix that you know you like and that is mild and nice to the skin. You can use a little cup or an egg cup or one of the plastic tubs or anything like that and mix it in. And then the first we need to do is um, to distribute the oil over your head. So what I do, I've stopped pouring the oil into my hands because when I have massage clients, because it just gets so much oil and it gets everywhere and such a mess. So I just have enough oil in there because I usually do full body massages. So you need at least a little like that anyway. But I just dip my fingers in it and like almost spoon it out and then I rub it. And that seems to be a good way of doing it. It doesn't drip everywhere and you get to distribute it how you want it. So if you're going to distribute your oil, before we start, also, especially if you're gonna be topless, make sure that you can be in your room, that you're gonna be undisturbed, and if need be, that you can close the door. Because if you have children running around playing, or if it's lots of noise and door slamming and cold drafts and everything, you are not going to get the most out of it. And I do want you to have the best experience possible from this. So also, I want you to choose that. Set the intention of getting an amazing outcome of this little, very simple two techniques. I'll show you both today because you can use them separately or you can use them together. So I think, let me just double check here now. I think I have said, yeah, and wear clothes that are not, they are comfortable, especially if you are not going topless, and that you're not afraid to get any oil on them if you do use the oil, okay? Because oil stains can be difficult to get out. Sorry. It's that time of night. It's after 8 o'clock when I'm recording this. Oh dear. Anyway. It's going to be an early night tonight. So you find yourself a comfortable room or bedroom or the lounge, anywhere where you can have some peace, quiet, and make sure that you don't get disturbed. So if you have oil, I'll explain that first, and then I will do the sequence without oil. Okay, step by step. So first I've explained how you dip it, you rub it, and then we start over the ears on the side of the heads, really. And you use your fingers and thumbs to just massage. Maybe you can see it better if I go like that. You can massage it like that, almost as if you are shampooing your head. But you don't need to go very hard, especially not in the beginning, because like almost it's nice to start a little bit lighter and then you can go a little bit harder afterwards. But there's certain places you shouldn't, and I will mention that. I will caution you on that. So it depends also because some people like their head massage quite rough and other like them really nice and suave. Okay. So yeah. So you start over your ears, both sides, and you can make a little bit of rubbing and friction. Okay. And all the way up to the top of your head. And then you can move towards the front. And you can move sideways also. down to the sides. And then you do the same from the top and down to the back of your head. There is, when we do this for both with oil and without oil, when you do behind the ears here, there is a spot. I guess it's approximately that high up. You can feel there is a little dip in the skull kind of there. Okay, so if you gently now put your thumbs there and just make little circles. You can close your eyes while you do it too, because then you experience much more. So you can go quite lightly over and just distribute the oil. As you can see, if you're using oil, you're gonna get very oily hair. And then you can do different things. One of my favorite things. So basically it's just to rub it around. Okay. And without oil, it's basically the same thing. We start here and we move up, and you can use kind of similar, it's called almost like shampooing, you know, some people like that and a bit rough. You can do that. You don't need to start that. One of my favorites though is like circles. So they're almost like sensual. It's like, how can I explain it? They are slow circular movements and starting over the ears. And they, in the beginning, it's probably circles about that big. And it's not very hard, but it's like lighter at the bottom, and you go a little bit more forceful on the top, or powerful there. And then ease up, and then you move up, and you can make bigger circles. And I just love this. It's so relaxing. Oh. Even when you do it on yourself. Now, it's difficult though with hair, because you know, do you keep the hair up or down? If you have hair tight in a ponytail like this, you can't really get to move it around. So it's better if it's loose actually for this. So you just take your time and you move around. So for instance, 3 circles slowly up, and then you can start kind of a little bit in front of the head. If you have the back of your head kind of starting here, it's very easy on my head because this part here of me is actually flat. But a little bit further in front of that is a little dip down again in your skull. Okay. That's another very good acupressure point. These dips we find, they're acupressure point, and they're very good. You can give it a little rub down, and then you can do these circles, and you can do them down towards your forehead. And then you do the same. You can do 2 or 3. And so you may have to lift your fingers out if they get caught too much on the hair. So you lift them out every time in between like that. Okay. So that was the first bit. You can go over this longer than otherwise we're doing it. You can, for instance, use your hands and just kind of move the tissue around. And just notice that, and then you move around the head. Yeah, we're not going to be too pristine about this. So, you know, you will notice what is most comfortable for you. And you can do like ordinary massage. You use your fingers. You can make like small circles, and you can do light, and then you can go over your head maybe 3 times, maybe gradually increase the power a little bit. But when you do behind your ears, it's very sensitive sometimes there, and it's loads of acupressure point the whole way up. So don't be very harsh here. Also loads of lymph nodes and things. So you don't need to really be so hard. Just do that. One thing that is not in that little leaflet you're getting tomorrow, if you want to, is if you're going to do it, if you do it on others, you would use your index fingers. You put them at the kind of flat. I don't know if you can see this. The flat part in your ear there. Okay, and just push kind of with, not with long nails, obviously, but with that, the tip of your finger there. If you're going to do it on yourself, you have to use your thumbs. And then you just press, not too hard, because it's not supposed to, it's not a competition. It's not supposed to be very hard, this. Just don't count to 10. Maybe up to 8, 9, 10. And then maybe you can do little circles forwards. You can do 10 forwards and 10 backwards. And this is very relaxing, and it's very, very, it's just comfortable. I like this, as you can tell. Okay. I'm gonna go totally off script, I think so, because I want to add in so much. If you also wanted to, okay, well, we're at this. If you wanted to do, if you're using oil, if you wanted to do a little facial massage with it, you can do that too. So one way to do that is just to, this is mirrored. This is awkward. Just pull across. Not hard, because you don't want to stretch the skin too much. So normally I do one finger and then I put the other one down and then drag together. And then I move. So this disclaimer too, this might destroy your makeup if you're gonna do the eyebrows and everything. It depends, it's up to you what you want to do. But if you do 3 little lines up from the eyes above the eyebrows here, and you can do the first one quite lightly, and then the second one a little bit more pressure. This is very good for the sinuses. I can almost feel it starting to loosen up at the back end. So, okay, let's move on. What we do next is that we are going to grasp fistfuls of our hair all over the head, but like a big, like that, big handfuls, like lots of hair. We're not doing the small tugs now, but you're not gonna pull your hair out. You're gonna move around a little bit from side to side, maybe. You see what the idea here is, it's not gonna hurt. You're not gonna pull your hair, but if you can see, I'm sure you can see that my scalp is moving. Can you see the hair down on the sides when I'm doing this? So what we do, we help with the circulation to the scalp, and then you've done that a little bit, you find another place. Just make sure that you have a good grasp. I've got it, fistful. So you fist your head so you've got a good grip. Because if you have to have your knuckles very close to the scalp when you do this, and have most of the hair just under your hands, because if you pull up hair from down here, it doesn't quite work so well, because you have to have that closeness to proximity to be able to move the scalp like the way we want it. So you can just tug a little bit from side to side. And the same here. How long you want to do this for depends on your preference, how comfortable you are with it. Now, what is your favorite things to do? Okay. See, I'm bending my head a little bit just to get a good grip at the back of that. So, okay. And now my scalp feels like it's getting nice and warm and comfortable. I went to yoga earlier today as well, and then my whole body came back feeling like that. So it's nice to have included a head as well. Head yoga. Well, there we go. Okay. This is very important. The motion we are going to do now does not need to be hard. Okay, that's dangerous. So you could either put the back of your hands on your temples and press gently. Okay. You can also make 10 circles forward like this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's very sensitive area, so don't put a lot of pressure on this. This is important. And then backwards, 1. There are so many different kinds of facial massage. And one of those that include the temples also do. This is you can use just a thumb, and you do the same kind of circles, but it's not hard. You just because that is not good. You can feel here. Here is where the kind of the jaw begins, and yeah, the temples, yeah, the skull, forehead. I can't remember what that part is called now. It's too long since I did my anatomy, I think. Okay, so you just gently 10 times each direction. And you can feel, it's not even only in your head that you get this increased circulation. It really goes to the rest of your body as well. Okay. So now we are going to move down towards the neck. Also, if you can do very lightly, just 10 circle. Follow the edge of the bone underneath your eyebrows here, under your eyes, and do 10 circles in each direction. Sorry. Then you get into it, you can push a little bit more. So I didn't count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is very good. This is old Chinese medicine. It's very good for eyesight. Could do it 3 times a day. I'm not counting. Let's say that was 8, 9, 10. I'm talking too much. Like I'm focusing on this. There are limits for multitasking. Okay, now I am enjoying this, which is why I'm giggling and laughing, because this is one of my favorite things to do. I love a good Indian head massage. I love doing it for people, and it's so nice to be able to share it with you. Okay, so now we're going to look down slightly and massage the back of your neck by squeezing and rolling the muscles. So what we're going to do, we're going to start at the top of your neck and move down. First with one hand and then the other. So if you've got long hair, you can either hold your hair up like this, because we are done really with the top of your head now. Okay, remember, this is not a full head massage. It's a easy to do thing at home. Okay, so bear that in mind too. So I'm gonna look down, and then we're gonna because I don't like sitting like holding my head up and then going like that. So I'll just rather use a hairband. So I'll have maybe to turn around again. So what you can do, there are different ways of doing this. So you can, for instance, just squeeze like this. And you feel those 2 big muscles here. So basically, it's like squeezing the muscle, start at the top and move down. And then you can also do the caterpillar walk, which is like starting here, little movements. There you go. Normally we use 3 kind of passages down, or 6, depending on what we do. And you can roll the muscles as well. And you can like knead them a little bit as well. These are good muscles to work. They are strong, but they're also tender. I sit a lot at the desk as well and work, and it is noticeable that there is a tenderness in these muscles and a stiffness. So you don't want to go out too hard, especially in the beginning. So start loose and move on. So let's pretend that was okay. And obviously you won't need to twist your body to do this. I'm doing that to hopefully show you. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So basically the same thing here. Here you can also do circles. It's really what you find comfortable. So you can use the thumb on one side and fingers on one side. What's important is that the other arm, you need to try and rest. So you're resting that other shoulder. Okay, because you get a lot better, more benefit out of it that way. You can go in circles, and you can do it a caterpillar way, and you can rub and knead. You see, when we kneaded with this hand, we did that side of the muscle, and when we use the other hand, we do work on the muscle on the other side, which is why we alternate hands. From here, we are going to, I'll turn around again. From here, we're going to do that to shoulder. So now that you have oily hair, and if you have your soil also on your face and done a little bit of that to your face, you can also push here. There's some brilliant, if you've got problems with hay fever, up here where the chickens go. Okay. Don't worry about the funny faces. Everybody doing any face yoga or any face massage, they get funny faces. So push. Okay. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds, not too hard. It's supposed to be you're supposed to feel it like a good ache, but it's not supposed to be painful. And then, the cheekbone goes a bit like that, or bones. So at the tip there, like that. I've got chronic stomach is a sinus problem, so I always feel these. Yeah. And you can go around like this as well. Oh, that probably looks really weird, but it feels amazing afterwards. It's really just loosening up the face. Okay. Yeah. And we don't really, there's an acupressure points we could use here, but we're not going to, because that needs to be done by a professional. You gotta come and see me if you want that done. But you could also do a little bit on your chin, sorry, if you wanted to. You can go like this. So you can kind of lift it a little bit. It depends on how much you want to do out of it. If you're going to do the face, put a little bit of oil on your hands and rub that over first. Not too much, because when you use oil, if you put too much oil on, you can't get a grip. And then if you do it for yourself or with anybody else, they don't get the benefit, and you don't get the benefit from it either. So it's even working on my shoulders, and we haven't gotten that far yet. Like this. Okay. Oh, yes. So next thing, do you know where the occipital area is? Okay, I have to turn around. I forgot to put this one before I turn around. So at the bottom of your head skull here, you have like 2 dips. And I go like this. And this is the occipital, and these are the occipital muscles. So you kind of just lightly find them. Don't push too hard here, because they can be very tender here. So basically, you find that I put one thumb underneath each one, and you can do little circles, or you can do up and down. And if you wanted to, then next to that will be like a dip. You can rub a little down and it goes down. You feel you're following really the edge here of the cranium. So you can rub a little bit on that. There's so many good acupressure points here all over the head and skull and everywhere. So yeah, this is just one of those things. It's very painful if you do it too hard, and it can be if you do that too hard, it can actually be painful for weeks. So don't do that. When I did my Indian head massage exam, there was another girl there she knew how to do Swedish massage before. So she thought that doing the Indian head massage was the same thing. So she whacked my neck and occipital points with that same energy. And I was in agony for a long time afterwards, but it felt like a long time at least. But she learned, I hope. And yeah. So speaking of from own experiences, so don't do it too hard. When you feel it start to get warm, or if it gets painful, stop or ease up until it's comfortable again. Okay. So yeah, you can do that for a little bit. Maybe a minute, but you don't need to really do it any more than that. Okay. So now we're moving down to, so I've got a hair stuck in my lip balm. Now I'm going to move down to the shoulders, still that. So depending, if you got problems really reaching your arm, you can hold it up a little bit with the other arm, but try to relax this other arm. So if you start with the right hand, I'll naturally do that. I'm right-handed. You can go underneath. And you can also, if you've got clothes on, as long as they're soft and comfortable, you can do it on the outside. So what we do first is that we gently squeeze. Okay, this is also a little bit like kneading bread. And you can do this 3 times. You can go up and down, and you can use your thumb a little bit. You can rub, you can do circles as well, and into this big trapeze muscle. And then this rubbing, when you do that, you can move down the arm. I'm going to sat with my arm down, but I'll just show you because you wouldn't lift it like this. You go down here, down to where the elbow is. Okay. This is actually really nice. And go all the way around. Well, on the bone a bit, on the shoulder, it's not necessary to do something. Just grab and squeeze your arm. You can maybe roll it a little bit. Kind of lifting up the muscle and rolling it over 3 times. Okay, and then you do repeat on the other side. Rinse and repeat. So start quite light first. We start at the bottom of the neck or top of the trapeze, and move top of the shoulder, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and then we move. Your arm is hanging nicely down, like comfortable and relaxed, and you move on your arm all the way down to the shoulder. You can do this. You can go all the way from up here, all the way down to your shoulder. We do this 3 times. 3 times is a holistic number, but it's also, if you overdo it, it kind of stops being good, and it stops being so helpful as well. So 3 repetitions is good. Oh. Now I can probably feel everything loosening up a little bit, so it's just nice to do some. Hi. Got a little visitor on the floor here. A black cat called Selena. I'm not going to pick her up to show you because she doesn't like to be picked up like this. I have already done it once today to give her flea treatment. So she's slightly upset. I would not attempt that again. Although she doesn't, she just gets upset. And I don't like it when she's upset with me. Okay. Yeah, digression of the day, I know. Okay, so we've done both sides 3 times. I'm sighing because I'm feeling good. Okay, it's not boring, it's just outlet of energy and pleasure, really. Just enjoyment. This is self-care. It feels good, and it's gonna make you feel glowing as well afterwards. This is it. When we do things like this, we get a little bit of circulation going. See, my face gets a little bit pink now, probably. It's just my face gets pink very easily. Not that I blush, I just, yeah, face get pink. Okay. Yeah, and you can rub or you can squeeze, you can do little circles, just like I showed you before. There are different ways of doing this. So that's kind of, now we moved, you can see from the top and down all the way to the elbows. So what we would do now is that you can go over your head again. So what we would often do is, what I like to do is to put my hands, well, especially when I do it on myself, I'll put my hands out like a fan, and then I just rub really with my whole hand. But the way I like to do it is to just move around. And what you can also do is like push a little bit here above your ears, really, or in front of your ears. What does that look like? Like that. Okay, don't push too hard, but kind of, you're gonna look at my face and see what I do now. Lift, count to 3, and let go. And repeat 3 times. If you're really good, it's not so easy to do on yourself, but because it's difficult, you may have to tug the hair a little bit at the back. We lift here as well, front and back. The energy really is at the back is amazing. I love it. This is important that you don't do too hard, and it's not any, you're not trying to lift your scalp off. It's just to get that gentle lift. A lot of people feel like they look different after this as well. So that is a good way to start. And then, yeah, so as we started showing, go over your head again. You can just to go over the same sequence really that we started. Up to the front and down to the back. You can go over to circles, depending if you want to be relaxed or be invigorated by this. If you want to be invigorated, you just do all the movements a little bit faster and maybe a little bit harder, but that you put some energy into it like this. Now, I intend to sleep tonight, so don't worry about your hair, you're in a closed room, nobody's going to see you. So, there we go. So, you can also do something called butterfly strokes, which is basically very light movement going down. You barely touch. It can go down all the way around your head. Almost just like stroking the hair, but you can still feel it. It is that, I don't know, it's something about the connection, something about the peace and quiet it brings you. So usually these sequences altogether takes, I think, maximum 20 minutes. It's probably going to take a little bit longer now because I'm talking a lot in between, and also I'm putting in things that are not on the script. So I think that's my bane in life. Everything I do, all the videos I do, and every presentation I do, always get a little bit longer. But hopefully it's to your benefit and to your added value and for you and things. So next, what we're going to do is neck stretches. Okay. So warning, you have to be good girls now. Do not attempt to do these exercises if you suffer any kind of neck injury. If you want to attempt it, talk to a doctor first, please. Okay? Because if you do something that is going to trigger something, if you have a weak muscle anchor or something like that, you don't really want to do it because the trouble and problems that's going to come from that is going to stay with you for such a long time, and that's not worth it. Then it's better just to really, what you can do if you have something like that, okay, just a little bit from energy healing. Rub your hands together, really, so you can feel it really, really warm. Okay, do that for a little bit, and then you can just hold them like that and just feel the energy buzzing. Okay, so you do that, and you have that energy buzzing, and you do your hands on those places. And just intend for all that lovely energy to go into those sore muscle anchors. Okay, let's move on. So, each of the exercises we do, we hold to the count of 4. Okay, you can count internally, or you can say it out loud, or you can use one of those little ticking machines. I can't remember what it's called now. My yoga teachers said it probably 10 times today. Yeah. Anyway, I used to use it when I used to play the piano in the beginning to hold the rhythm, actually. Anyway, yeah, it's late in the day. I'll use that as an excuse. That's why I can't remember the word. Oh, get up. That's going to annoy me now. Anyway, so in there are, let me count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different little things we're going to do. Okay, and on each movement we do, when we go into it, we breathe in. For instance, we're going to look to the side. We breathe in. I'm going to do it with my mouth open. You would just breathe through your nose. It's just to demonstrate for you. Okay, so slowly move your head to the right while you breathe in. Hold for a count of 4, 2, 3, 4, and then you exhale back to center. For all the things we do, before we do the next movement, we go back to center. Back to center. Center means looking straight ahead. Okay, it's not more complicated than that. Okay, so first one is that we're going to look up and point our chins towards the ceiling. Breathe in as you do the movement and hold to the count of 4, and slowly breathe out while you slowly return to the neutral position. So that will look like something like this. And by the way, you try to time your movement with your breath. So if you for instance do yoga, or if you've got good lung capacity, if you breathe very deeply and slowly, just remember to move your head that slowly as well. You don't have to do it super slowly, but this is not supposed to be very rapid movements either, because that if you've got neck problems, that can be very uncomfortable. And this one, going straight back, if you've got bad neck problems, is probably best not to do anyway. Okay, so look up while you breathe in, and then we hold to the count of 4, and we exhale back down to center. 2, 3, 4. Okay, from here, you chuck your chin in and you look down until your chin is nearly touching your chest while you breathe in. So nearly touching. So I got a finger in between just to show you. And then you count to 4 while you hold your breath and then slowly breathe out. Because you also need to make sure that you relax your shoulders. There's no point in having your shoulders up here. You need to kind of almost try to keep your shoulders back a little bit and have your arms hanging down. Okay, so let's do that one again. Okay. Shoulders down and back. And close your eyes just to get the maximum benefit and enjoyment out of this. And now we stretch to the right or look over your right shoulder. And we do the same. We count to 4 when we're there. And then we'll breathe out while we move our head back. So it's like this. And then the same to the other side. And now we're going to try. And if you want to, you can try to look over as far as you can to the back. Not if you've got neck problems. And this is where you need to also do it very slowly. So I actually got the advice some years ago. I had some neck trouble that looking up like that and going sideways like that may be not the best ways of doing it. Massage techniques for this as well, and acupressure. And many things we can do, but that's not really for this video and it's not really for today. But that's it. We are done. Okay, I hope you feel better now, and I hope you joined me while we did this. Please let me know in the comments how you found it, because it would be wonderful to see that you actually did it and then it did do the thing for you. How was it for you? Well, it was great for me at least. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Okay, and I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, a wonderful morning, wherever you are. Enjoy. Do this. You can do it every day if you want to. Okay, the only thing that will happen is they're gonna have loads of benefit. You're gonna have better immune system. You're gonna have better sinus drainage and circulation and loosen neck and shoulders, and that's gonna help your posture, and it's gonna be good. And you deserve it. And it feels nice also to know that you can have like a trick to do like this, that you can do just for yourself, and you can teach your friends as well. So anyway, by this, I will just say, as I said, I will see you soon. Very much love from me to you, and enjoy. Bye.